Hey guys, what is going on? I am doing another tour here with one of the coolest names, not just in van life, but I'm talking in life in general. Okay, we're gonna have him introduce himself when I get there. What's really cool about his company, which is Carefree Camper Vans, is they are doing extremely affordable builds at a good quality. So we're gonna get into all of the details with this gentleman here. I'm not gonna say his name. I'll let him introduce himself, but here we go. I am going to let you say your name, but I also want to let people know this was your given name. You did not make this up.
Yep, this was all my mom, and when I was growing up too, I hated it because everybody made fun of me. And then now, you know, it's one of the greatest things that could ever happen to me.
Yes.
So my name is Blackhawk Jones.
Blackhawk Jones. I don't think anybody really realizes how amazing that name is, but you can't make that up. Like, Blackhawk Jones is a great name, dude.
Well, and that's, I'm not Native American. It's actually a country band from the 90s, and my mom was just really into them. It was that, or my dad wanted Ed.
I think we're all a little glad that you went with Blackhawk.
Well, Ed Jones kind of sounds like a 70s serial killer.
All right, so talk to me about Carefree Camper Vans, because you have a low top, but I want you to tell me what this is and also about Carefree.
Yeah, so a little bit of backstory, and you know, I want to thank Jarrod. It was awesome meeting him for the first time.
Oh
and
man, thank you.
If it wasn't for you, probably none of this would have ever happened.
Wow.
Because back in 2018, just didn't where life was heading. Me and my wife at the time, my ex-wife now, just saw your videos, saw everybody, Eamon and Beck, Trent and Allie, all those people, and
wow.
we're like, wow, this is going to be something amazing to do. So for 2 years, we actually went and bought a Ford Transit in 18. For 2 years, we took it out camping on the weekends, you know, week trips here and there with the bed in there and the cooler, saved up money, bought all the parts. In 2020, we built it out. Took me 8.5 months to do it. With that, my background is in construction, so I thought I had a good kind of gist of what I was doing. That thing was a totally different beast, and I'm also OCD, and everything's got to be perfect in my eyes. With that, 2 years of engineering and planning this van, I didn't engineer it perfectly. I made the bed too small. We only traveled for about 5 months in it before we had to get rid of it because I just slowly got more sick and tired of not sleeping well. Sold that and then drove a Chevy. We delivered it to the kid in Washington, drove a Chevy Express van back, and I was like, well, we can have a sweet weekend camper, and it actually sold before we were done. Fast forward 2 years later, we've almost touched 100 vehicles, ambulances, travel trailers, box trucks, expedition vehicles, all that kind of cool stuff. The big thing that we got into was this life is accessible for everybody. You don't have to be handsy. You know, if you can't build the thing, there's still a market out there where you can, you know, get into van life for an affordable price. This one is actually, I built 2 years ago. It was one of our first vans we actually ever built for a client. They just wanted something super simple that they could travel in, take a nap when they're going, kitchen in the back, so if they wanted sandwiches, stuff like that. This is something easily, if you changed a couple things around, you know, you could live full time out of this thing. I really took to heart when you're like, you know, what best showcase you? The amount of people at the weekend here were just like, oh my God, like I could get into van life, you know, for this much, and oh my God, and it's professionally built.
Yeah, so actually I want to point on that because you actually had 3 vans at the festival.
Yep, so we had a rental truck, so we do overland stuff like Jeeps and trucks and that kind of stuff, off-roading things. We actually had a Sprinter van here that was, you know, done up, kind of a luxury model.
And I really thought you were going to show the Sprinter off. I thought you were going to show that one off, and then I said, you know what, I think, I'm always going to call him Blackhawk because that's just amazing. I was like, hey, Blackhawk, man, I want you to show the best thing that's going to portray Carefree Camper Vans. And you went with this, and I was a little shocked by it. Also, at the same time, I'm really glad that you did it.
I actually kept me up a little bit last night. I actually went on your YouTube and stuff.
Oh, man.
And, you know, I love, you know, Nomadic and all those Tiny Planet, how they build these, you know, pieces of art on wheels, and they're great, and the engineering and the craftsmanship in them. To a lot of the public, it's, you know,
it's unaffordable.
Yeah, unachievable to live the van life dream. With that, you know, we worked with the people, we gave them options. We're like, hey, you can use this, you can use that. The construction materials we used in this, you know, they're not top end, but for 2 years, the thing's holding up together pretty well. There's a couple things I would change. We changed the paint out, stuff like that, to make it a little more durable.
I will also say, this isn't a low roof. Right now, high roofs are very hard to come by. You can get a low roof tomorrow.
Well, and a thing that happened by accident is we do a lot of Chevy Express van builds. Yep. We've done about 40 of them, and that's because the affordability, people can get them, you know, $10, $12, $15,000 to start. We can put a fiberglass high top if you want to stand in it, but we've done so many where we put a bed, kitchen on that side, a little bench, and people go to town with
I
them.
mean, my fourth van was a Ford Econoline, which is very similar to a Chevy Express.
It's hard when you can't stand up to put your pants on.
But you learn quick.
You do, but for a weekend mobile, like I would love a Chevy Express. They're great vans. And just like this thing, we've had so many older ladies that are, 5 foot, 5'2", come in today and they stand in this thing and they're like, oh my God. And then people who they can fit it in their garage, the HOA is not going to complain about it.
Yep, that's a big thing.
The stealth camping aspect of it, it's still almost a work vehicle.
Another big thing, stealth camping. You actually have, this is for sale, you have the price tag up there, which I usually never talk pricing with pros for a multitude of reasons, but the van included with your build is $42.
Yep, 42, and then we do have a girl, Jenny, will deliver it nationwide to your driveway. So
Jenny, shout out to one of your workers.
I love VanLife. I love this thing. She eats, sleeps, and breathes this. She watches all the videos. She does all the stuff. She's building another van, and this is her.
She lives in one, right?
Yep, she lives in one now. She's building another one. She actually lives in a Transit Connect. Twin size bed, super small thing.
If anybody knows Transit Connects, they are really small.
Yep.
The Wilderwise people are driving past our tour right now. How dare them? Kind of walk me through this. Is it a 136 wheelbase low roof?
I think is it a 118? Is
this the 118? This is small.
So I believe it's only 17.5 feet from bumper to bumper. Thing's only 7 foot 3 inches tall. That's including the max air fan up there. The customer has designed the whole thing. So a big thing that we do is completely custom. We work with the customer to kind of build whatever they want. With that, it comes with a lot of challenges, but it also comes with a lot of joys when, a lot of people tell them no and we can say yes. They just wanted something super simple. They got a big bench on that side so they could work off the laptops.
Well, I'm going to step in. I'm going to sit down because I can, you know what? I'm not that bad standing in here. I'm going to flip the camera around.
Oh, yeah.
I'm 8, 9, and I'm hunching a little bit, but it's not that bad.
And I think it's 5'4" at the high point.
So this is, again, it's a ProMaster. It's not a Chevy Express. Chevy Express is a lot more hunched over.
4'7". So you get a little bit, but no, it's a great van. Easy to drive, front wheel drive. It's still got a full size mattress. It's 71 inches wide, so it's almost 6 feet. So for most people, you could fit in that, for the week. It's got a solar system. We got 100 amp hours of AGM, 200 watts of solar on the roof.
And that is customizable. You can go up. You can go down if you wanted to, but you can go up from there if you wanted to.
Yeah, we
pay more money.
We had people today asking about putting like a 12-volt AC on it. I was like, yeah, we can throw 4 lithium batteries in it if you want.
Thank you for bringing that up, because if you're going to go up, if you're going to want a 12-volt AC unit, you're going to want to go up in batteries.
Definitely, and there's not a lot of roof space left, so we're not going to be able to get much solar up there. So with that, you're going to need some batteries to be able to use that thing, during the evening and nighttime. Well, and this still charges your phone. It's got a 2,000 watt inverter because they wanted to use like a hair dryer and things like that. Power all that kind of stuff. Powers the lights, powers the fans. They got a 120 volt TV. They love their TV.
Boom.
So. No, it's still completely usable. Underneath there is a cassette toilet. They added that. They just, sleeping at night, maybe in a rest area, they don't want to get out of the van, gives them an option.
You have a lot of room right here. Like, I know that this is a lot smaller countertop than what a traditional house would have, or most of these vans would have. 14, 16 inches?
Yeah. And then I honestly think this was an afterthought that we added a couple months later for them, and they just wanted some countertop for storage and some cabinetry and stuff like that, as well as like we did the flip up. And then this one has our Tigger table mount, so it's actually a vertical adjustment.
Oh, wow, that's cool. Tigger table?
Yeah, so one thing, not in this van, it doesn't work well, but like a Sprinter van, when you have a full-size cabinet, the flip-up countertop is about up here.
Yeah.
So you can't work on your laptop very well. So I came up with, I'm not going to say what it's made out of, but in the Sprinter van, you can adjust the height down so that it's actually a nice working height on the laptop there.
That's really cool.
Yeah, this is patent pending.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Through you?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So,
which is why he's not saying it, everybody.
No, we manufacture these things in-house, and we actually give them to about 4 or 5 different van builders across the U.S.
Do you really?
Yep.
I think a lot more van builders are going to be hitting you up soon.
Solves a really good issue.
Yeah.
Because, the swivel seat's a really good solution for seating, and then to be able to use the flip-up for more than one thing, it just opens up the possibilities.
Yep. The patents are not cheap, by the way, so I don't know how you did that one.
The lawyer did. it's we're paying for it.
I'm sure you are. You kept the bench actually simple in itself.
That's a big thing with cost, is they're like, hey, we only have so much, what can we do for that? Instead of doing drawers, using the hardware, more wood, material, stuff like that, we actually built the bench around the wicker baskets. So,
that's so smart.
So we got the wicker baskets first, then we built the bench. Those are outdoor lawn chair cushions from Walmart.
I mean, why not?
For our seamstress to sew something up like that, we didn't even have one back then. But
So let's just use cushions that are already made.
Yep.
When you're saving your clients a boatload of money.
And it, it functions well, and now we have a seamstress, so if they want something like that, but we do quite a bit of van builds that, we throw a couple of those in there, put some Velcro on it, people are happy.
You know what I love about you though, Blackhawk? There would be other van builders that would put this in their van and they would charge
$1,000.
what like a seamstress would charge. And yet you're like, no, I'm actually gonna find ways to cut corners so you, the client, doesn't have to pay a boatload of money.
Oh yeah.
And that's what you did, something like this. That's what you did in the cabinetry. So hats off to you, dude.
And to be able to take that money and put it other places. So like one thing in here is this thing is all close cell spray foam insulated.
Okay.
With that, I just think it's the best route to go.
If it's done right, which I think, I'm going to say how many vans you've done. You've done 90 to 100 vans at this point.
Yep. And so this we used to do ourselves with the canisters from Home Depot.
And now you don't?
No, we have a professional come in because we'll do 5 or 10 vans at a time.
It is, and I'm not kidding, guys. Spray foam is an art.
Honestly, the kits suck. We've had so many go bad.
Thank you for saying that. I didn't want to say it. Thank you for saying that.
Sorry, Dow. But the kits suck. Make them better. We start spraying, we get half a van done, and then, the mixture starts failing and starts running, and it doesn't expand and harden like it should. And so, no, it's easier just to get the pro in here. They do all the work. The transits, they're getting us 2.5, 3 inches of foam. So
that's a lot. That's a lot of R value.
Yeah, we're getting 21, 23 out of there.
That also helps your thermal break. That helps just everything. Just rattle control, lightweight.
Yeah, and the Pro's nice too because he's getting every square inch of that steel.
Yep.
So you're not going to have condensation or frost build up in the wall where somebody's going to miss. And the other things too is like the shiplap wall on there, the wire baskets. That was all. We didn't do the wire baskets, but we did the shiplap wall.
Yep.
That's straight from Home Depot. That's something anybody can buy off the shelf. We just glued and nailed it on. And then a big pet peeve of mine is when people don't finish out the back archways of the vans.
Yeah. Would you use like a vinyl or?
Back then we actually used like a poly cardboard, and that's a marine vinyl. Nowadays we go straight and we use a headliner type material with with a foam backing.
Okay.
Just kind of speeds up the process. A little more homey, a little softer. That stuff is more boat-like.
Yeah.
A big thing that we do is like the white shiplap ceilings. People love those, so still to be able to incorporate that.
I'm gonna push your toilet back in, and I'm just gonna. Can I open one of these?
Oh yeah.
Look at that. Very simple, very easy. I like it. I like it. It looks like you have access to the outside from the outside.
Well, and they wanted this little drop-down table like they see on your YouTube channel, to be able to put something.
Yeah. I actually just noticed this. You have a toilet. I think your showers, do they have shower? Do they have sink?
The kitchen's not in here. It's actually back underneath the bed there.
All right, can we go to the back?
Yeah.
Ah, look at you.
So, and they completely designed this setup. So way back in under the beds where the solar is, that's where all the power stuff is. And then with this, there's a couple things I would change around now after building out so many vehicles. But super simple van. We chose something that already had this glass top on it. Opens up the countertop space. Super simple water system. Just a 7-gallon jug. One thing I would change is this is just hollow. I would cut this and have a countertop extension come out.
Okay.
That's actually why they picked this refrigerator. It's just a 12-volt Costway, but they picked this one because it's got the flat top on it.
Yep.
So they can put the little Coleman.
The cooker?
Yep.
This is nice stuff.
So.
Oh, there you go.
And it's not bad. And literally they just wanted something for, their Diet Cokes and their ham sandwich. This one does not have an outdoor shower, easily added. As well as, to cut it open and put 14 gallons of fresh on it. A big thing that we're noticing now is a lot of people come back and do some remodel projects and, change things around.
You want VanLife available to everybody? This is, Blackhawk Jones. You are making it available for everybody, especially the ones that don't want to do it themselves. There's a lot of people that want to get into this lifestyle that can't do it themselves or don't want to do it themselves. And yet you're making it affordable for them. Thank you for mentioning Trent and Allie and Eamon and Beck. I wish I had their following, which I don't. But those two those other couples have been an inspiration to me as well. I can't thank you enough for everything that you're showing. for everything that you're doing for the community.
Well, and I want to say thank you, because if it wasn't for you 4 or 5 years ago, you know, changing 20-year-old me and probably my whole life path, none of this would have happened. So I appreciate you and everybody else with this community, and it's pretty amazing. I can't wait for the future.
I appreciate the kind words, dude. Thank you so much. And honestly, like, I do this because of people like you. I do this for people that are really here for the community. I do this for people that are wanting to give back. It seems like you want to give back as much as you can. Thank you very much. And I'm going to keep making videos as long as you keep watching them.
Heck yeah, no worries. Thank you.
You're definitely going to watch this one. Any words of encouragement you want to say before we end this?
So, I don't know, stay carefree.
Stay carefree. Did you get that? Oh my goodness, look at that tattoo, everybody. He is married to the business.
Yep.
All right, man, thank you so much. Blackhawk Jones.
Thank you.